What up, Dokkanners? Should you or should you not summon for the STR Perfect Cell? The answer is no. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to... So in this video, I know a lot of people are probably thinking, too, this is very obvious. I understand that this is very obvious for veteran Dokkanners, those of you who've been playing the game for a little while. But the main reason why I'm making this video, better late than never, by the way. I was supposed to drop this yesterday, but I got very busy. Apologies for that. But the reason why I'm making this video is primarily for the new players. There are a lot of newer players who I see ask a lot of questions in the comment section and on live streams that I'm simply not able to answer all the time. So I want to make more of these. I mean, already my content is catered towards newer players, but I want to make sure that occasionally we do these types of videos where I explain a little bit more in detail as to why people feel certain ways about some of these characters. And I wanted to go over some of the basic concepts that people look into when considering summoning on these banners. Because some people, I saw some of the comments. There was one actually in particular, I wish I remember his name, on the live stream. He asked me, Toon, I am a brand new player. Should I just go ahead and summon for this cell anyway? I need character. I need units, right? So there are different things to consider depending on who you are. So I want to go over some of the basic logic and reasoning as to why you maybe want to summon or don't summon. In general, I don't think that this summon is worth summoning for at all because of what we're going to discuss. So if you have any additional comments or opinions that you would like to share, feel free to do so in the comments down below. We have a lot of other veteran Dokkanners who are more than willing to help out, give their own thoughts on situations. So I encourage you newer players to check out the comment section, see what they have to say. Let's go over why. Probably the easiest reason as to why you should not be summoning on this banner, simply because there's bigger fish out there. If we take a... Nope, that's the wrong slide. If we take a look at the year that is 2025, this is my sacred timeline here. I like to keep track of the banners as they drop. So I've been doing this now for what, 4 years of keeping track on this little notepad thing. So 2025 is signified in green. We're looking at this zoomed out so we can see more visually how this is going to be playing out. So looking at the year, when you look at the year of Dokkan, what are the biggest celebrations of the year? Because those are the celebrations you want to be first prioritizing. Why? They give you the better characters. They give you the characters that retain the most value, and they generally have the most entertaining content. So the biggest celebrations of the year, unquestionably, are Anniversary, which happens at the end of January, basically February. And we have the worldwide celebration that happens in September. These are the two biggest celebrations of the year, separated by 7 months, 6 months. Basically, it's a biannual thing. So if you have to break it down to the bare bones, you don't have many stones at all, you want to summon for the best banners of the year, you want to make sure you have the most amount of stones to do that, you want to save for the anniversary, and you want to save for the worldwide celebration. Now that Global and JP are synced up, global players get to experience this at a much better rate, because before it used to be where Global had the anniversary right here, and then a trap celebration, and then worldwide, and then a trap celebration, and then we got the thank you celebration down here. It wasn't cool for global players back then, but now that we have adequate separation, there is an adequate amount of time for players to build back up however many stones they want so that they can summon on these banners. Of course, you're not guaranteed to pull them, right? So you want to be getting as many stones as you can to give yourselves the best chance to get the best characters of the year. I'm sure 80 or 90% of you have cleared all content up till this point ever since the 10th anniversary with the 10th anniversary characters. That singular LR Tech Vegito has probably carried a lot of players through a lot of the content that's happened so far. That's because they're the better units. You want to be there for those. So if we were to add, you know what, let's just go ahead and add one more celebration. Toon, it's not all about just the anniversary and the worldwide celebration. Okay, of course, there's more. What's the next biggest celebration? After those two, the next huge celebration would be the thank you celebration. This is going to be happening in the summertime. JP players endearingly refer to this as the Tanabata celebration. So this happens at the end of June and July, going into July. So where does that place in the timeline? Well, that is about a month before the worldwide celebration. Okay, kind of close to the vest here, but all right. So if it's starting in July, then that means it's 4 months away from the anniversary, and it's about a month away from the worldwide celebration. Not a whole lot of time, but if you're building up and saving a bunch of stones all the way till the thank you celebration, you could probably split the difference. Spend some on the thank you celebration, spend some on the worldwide celebration. Okay, that works. What if we want to take things up a notch again and say that there's another huge celebration? Okay, so if we've got the anniversary, the worldwide celebration, and the thank you celebration, what comes next? The next biggest celebration would likely be Golden Week. Golden Week is a dual Dokkan Festival celebration that also has Goku Day as sort of part of it. That happens about a month before the thank you celebration happens, about 3 months after about 3 months after the anniversary celebration. So we are losing that separation more and more as we get more celebrations in there, because if we take it a step further and say, okay, Golden Week is big, what's the next big celebration? Saiyan Day. Saiyan Day just happened. Saiyan Day is barely 2 weeks away from the anniversary. So now you're looking at anniversary, tiny rest, Saiyan Day, tiny rest, Golden Week, tiny rest, thank you celebration, tiny rest, worldwide celebration, and then you got to survive not summoning all this stuff. I think most people would agree after the worldwide celebration, this is a pretty easy banner to skip. Then you've got the Halloween stuff. I don't know if they're going to do the cash grab global stuff anymore. Then we've got No Man's Land in November. This one's a pretty easy skip. Unfortunately, this is also the slowest time of the year for Dokkan. And then with Heroes now no longer happening, I don't know what they're going to do to fill this slot. But, you know, most of this rest of the time, people are looking towards the next year's anniversary. So it's really just about getting to Golden Week and surviving that. And with all of these marquee celebrations happening here, depending on who you are you going to have enough stones to summon on all these banners comfortably? There is enough stones to summon on every single banner. That is true. But will you get every single character? The answer is probably no. That's why certain banners you just have to skip. And this banner lifts right out. There is no reason to summon on this banner, because in every scenario, if you're summoning for the biggest celebrations of the year, no situation comes up where the April Dokkan Festival is a must summon. This STR Perfect Cell, while he is a fun unit to use, is part of a under construction category. Tournament participating androids, not there yet. Android Cell Saga, not there yet. And other characters that work on the category fully or even slightly make this guy look like a chump. In my 55% video, Int Buhan was destroying at 170 while this guy's at 220. Super Perfect Cell, or Tech Perfect Cell Super Easy A, he was outshining this guy. He is just not what we need right now. He is easily skippable simply because when that category is more relevant, then you can come back and pick him up. He is not necessary right now, and he is part of a banner that is very diluted and unnecessary. Look at this. This is one thing that I still don't like, that they did this. With the implementation of Pity, they very subtly increased the featured list from 7 to 10. Because while they're so generous to give you the Pity, they want you to go the distance to get the Pity. And they want to reduce the chances of you actually getting the cell by having you more likely summon one of these other 9 characters. And among these 9 characters, the only one that is remotely worth picking up is the Lord Slug. Everybody else is not worth picking up. Even the Golden Week Cell and Goku, first of all, they're ancient. So you don't want to be picking these guys up just because the value, like they're going to be good for Android Cell Saga, but then after that, maybe not so much. I don't know for sure yet. I haven't tested them out. But in general, Lord Slug would be the only one worth picking up because he released during a banner last year that people were also skipping for similar reasons. Ironically enough, didn't he drop? Hold on. He dropped in November, right? Yeah. Nobody summoned for this guy back in November. So now that he's back, those people who missed out in November probably want to pick him up. So that is the only character that is worth picking up with those red coins. Nobody else is at the moment. Golden Week could very well be Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or maybe Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Goma. Goma is an investment, obviously, for demonic power. So if you want to, pick up a character that's going to be good, part of a category that gets a massive boost with more diamond characters, that's why Lord Slug is going to be a good pickup. Everybody else, nah. So hopefully that makes sense. Do check out my 55% video when it comes to this guy. It's sort of a mixed bag, but hopefully that makes sense as to like why I recommend you don't summon on this guy. It's just not necessary. He will come back in this slot right here. So at the end of July going into August, the trap celebration between the thank you celebration and the worldwide celebration, the STR Perfect Cell will return on whatever banner that happens here. This is proven by last year's Topo. He dropped in the April slot, and then he returned on the Roshi banner for the JP side of the game, which was end of July. So that finishes the should you or should you not summon discussion. Hopefully newer players, you guys understand the thought process behind this. Again, if you want to summon because you like the cell, do whatever you got to do. Hopefully my opinions, my thoughts on the matter gave you some perspective. Let's quickly discuss the coins as we just started talking about. I think that the Lord Slug is worth picking up with the coins because he leads demonic power and he has a good support for it with the domain. And he is an establishing presence for a category that is going to see some big upgrades very, very soon. Let's assume Goma is the Golden Week character. He is a big bad boss. He has demonic power. He will be, actually, that's not true. Will he be a big bad boss as the puny Goma? Probably not. It's only the big boy Goma that would be a big bad boss. But still, if that is in fact what it's going to be, which is what I think it's going to be, I think a lot of people, the Lord Slug is going to be a good piece for that. Even if he's not big bad boss, this Lord Slug's domain is still excellent for it. Frieza, sort of like the STR Perfect Cell, is leading a category that needs more depth. Neither category can truly shine yet. Frieza's had a few upgrades recently, which is good, but still not there yet. Just like the Cell, not worth picking up right now, even though he's been around for a little while. I will say the only other character, this is a bit of a hot take, I've talked about this before, Tech UI. I think Tech UI is still worth picking up. These characters here up at the top, they are part of the Saiyan Day banner, which is why they're still around. They will be going away on the 10th of April. Tech UI is still worth picking up, in my opinion, simply because when he transforms into the fully, Ultra Instinct out UI Goku, he is really, really good. Obviously, he has his dodge issues. He's dodge or die, yes. But he is still the only character in the entire game that has the unique ability to overwrite dodge canceling. That matters on certain events, with certain teams, in certain situations. Regardless of how you feel about the dodge or die, that ability alone, in my opinion, makes him worth it, because that will give you the opportunity to do things that you couldn't otherwise do on certain events that disable the dodge. Tech UI is good for that fact. Yes, otherwise he has problems. I will be the first to admit, I am the resident Universe 7 expert. I have come to hate this guy sometimes with his stupid dodge or die, but I love his overriding the dodge canceling, and nobody else has that. The second somebody else gets it, this guy will be a lot less relevant, I think. So he's worth picking up. 500 coins. He will likely come back in about 2 months. No, 3 months. Because he should be back for the Tanabata celebration. He was the last year Tanabata. So he will be featured for the next one, whichever one that is. But yeah, so do keep that in mind. Lord Slug, I don't know when he will come back again, because it's very hard to keep track of these characters after they make their reappearance. So I actually don't know where he's going to be. But I'd say pick him up. He's good. And then, like I said, Cell will be back in July, or August. So there you go. I'm done yapping. Hopefully you guys understood where I'm coming from here. Hopefully you guys didn't summon. Those of you who are on the fence, I truly hope that these sorts of videos, while they may be late, can still at least save a few people from making the biggest mistake of their lives. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the STR Perfect Cell. Is that unit worth picking up for you in your opinion? What are your thoughts on my approach to looking at the year of Dokkan overall? Are you someone who likes to summon on every single celebration, or do you skip? Which banners do you tend to skip? And let me know if there's anything else that I missed in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you'll let YouTube know you want to see more of myself. Do it! Thanks again. Stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.